Alex Jones here on this 5th day of August 2012, Sunday, with huge breaking news. The establishment is getting so incredibly reckless now. First off, remember the federal government, criminal elements of it, got caught shipping tens of thousands of guns and hand grenades to Mexico to try to demonize and shut down and ban semi-autos. They've now introduced bills to do it. Even though they got caught, they don't care. So, as Larry Pratt said on my syndicated radio show 2 weeks ago, if they'd staged Fast and Furious, they could have staged the Batman shooting. And now we've got all the witnesses of multiple shooters there, and the military psychologist over him, and the guy can't talk in court, the UN gun treaty, on and on and on. We have in this article by Paul Watson on the new Sikh shooting, and our prayers go out to those that died and were injured and their loved ones. We have eyewitnesses. We have an eyewitness who said, I saw 4 men in black uniforms, that's just like Columbine, shooting people. And we have a separate source talking to his family that was there saying the exact same thing, corroborating that. 2 videos here. Okay, and you don't go from 1 to 4 because now one of the guys is recanted magically. Oh, I mean, I can see getting 2 to 1 wrong, but 4 to 1, amazing. But the other witness, sorry, saw the same thing, and a family. Now we'll see if the cops lock them down and keep them from talking. We have links here to articles that we put out over the last year and a half predicting this. And why? Because 4 different White House advisors wrote articles and fundraised saying, don't worry if we're behind in the polls. A new Oklahoma City or 9/11 or mass shooting will happen, and that will be blamed on our enemies. Now, they didn't say they'd stage it. They came 1 millimeter from doing that. This is amazing. Are there real shootings? Could it be real? Yeah, but all the evidence keeps pointing. Now, see how the media is hyping this. Every day I see articles in local news where a lady's jewelry shop gets robbed and she drives off 5 guys with guns, or somebody comes in to rob a internet cafe in Florida and a 71-year-old guy with a 25 shoots him and stops him. 20 plus times on average, people stop crime, frustrate crime for every case that a gun is used in a crime. But all of that is a side issue. The media is not covering the fact that a bunch of the witnesses are saying 4 shooters. This is amazing. So again, they've done this before. They could be doing it now. They've got the most draconian legislation ever in the Congress, and it's racing through. We're talking about total ban of, quote, assault weapons. That's anything semi-auto. Banning anything with over 10 round mags or anything that can take mags. Banning online sales of ammo, registering ammo. I mean, it's incredible. And they're really doing it, ladies and gentlemen. So they've got all the gun bills introduced, all the telltale signs of witnesses saying multiple shooters. Now they'll have some drugged up patsy that comes out. Now, this could be purely staged. They'll have some mentally ill patsy they blame. That's number 1, and it's pointing towards that. Or it could be provocateur, white supremacist type group, if I had to profile this, who's led by FBI or CIA. We've seen hundreds of cases of that. Even mainstream news admits the FBI creates its own terror groups. And they're pushing hate crime and domestic terror, and oh my God, we need troops on the street, and we need TSA checkpoints. Well, we need it all because we're under such attack. Or it could be provocateur. Most Muslims don't wear turbans. The Sikhs, who are not Muslims, in fact, fight with the Muslims in India mainly, get attacked all the time. People go in stores and shoot them thinking they're bin Laden. There's a lot of people brainwashed by this clash of civilization stuff to hate all Muslims and hate people that look like Muslims because they're wearing traditional dress. It could be that. And I said that when I first saw this today. But then the telltale signs came in. And the timing with all the legislation and the UN treaty that, by the way, is not dead. This is just amazing. The good news is the American people are waking up. But I'm begging you to go to Infowars.com and get this article because it's got all the links and the video to the eyewitnesses, and it's got the links to all the advisors saying mass shootings are the way for Obama to get reelected or bombings to be blamed on their enemies. That's how dumb they think you are, as they hide this stuff in plain view, because there is a war on for your mind. That's our slogan at Infowars.com. We had this article out where they're saying returning vets will bomb the police nationwide soon, and they've got to have TSA and Army on the streets to stop the IEDs that are going to bomb everybody, even though there's never been a case of it. I mean, just totally and insanely made up. The one case in Times Square that got foiled was run by the Pentagon. That came out, just like the underwear bomber was got on the plane by the U.S. government. That was admitted. And Al-Qaeda is publicly being shipped into Libya and Syria to take down those governments. And that's now all admitted 6 months after we told you about that in Syria and a year and a half after we told you about that in Libya. So this is the takeover of society. We'll be covering it tomorrow on the radio. I'll be on there with Mike Adams as well. 11 a.m. Central, that's 12 noon Eastern, Infowars.com or XM 166 or AM and FM's in your area. Even if this was real, the answer to crazy people is guns to protect ourselves. And mass shootings since 1992 in the last 20 years are up 0.1%. It's one of the rarest forms of death out there. Okay? Look up the statistics. We've linked the Justice Department's own statistics, but the media is hyping it like it's the end of the world. Another telltale sign. You know, Rahm Emanuel at the White House said, don't let a good crisis go to waste. Get this video and these articles out to everyone. And follow us at Twitter at Real Alex Jones. We're going to have this linked as well. I'm working here on Sunday night defending the Republic 24/7. Thank you all for your support. We couldn't do it without you.